So, sorry, stabilizers. So, no banding mod on this one. That was the request from Alina. So it's kind of same with God. Remember how he would always go with no banding mod. Alright, so full right shift, so it means for 2U stabilizers, we need a 7U wire. So screw and stabilizer, genuine cherry. I need to open the blue bag. What? Okay. Why do I have extra wires? That's so strange. I have more wires than housings. That is weird. Oh, right, because I used to have just regular PCB mount. Okay, genuine cherry. Gonna have to clip these real quick. And I should probably take the desk mat off. Okay, so stabilizer modding, pretty standard affair, right? Seen it done a million times, but we'll go through it real quick. Dielectric grease is all you need. All you need is dielectric grease. This thing is basically love. Right, because we all know love is thick and gooey and makes rough things smooth. It makes tight spaces easy to enter. Okay, so where's my... Here we go. So you want to lube the bent ends of the stabilizer wire, so you don't want to lube the plastic parts pretty much at all. Because the lube, what you're doing is you're just trying to fill in the gaps between the metal and plastic parts, because that's where the rattle comes from. They're loose by design. And so this lube will, this grease will help fill in the empty spaces. Yeah, so bent ends.
When worlds collide, you can
Got a
run,
raid!
But you can hide.
When worlds collide, you'll laugh so hard you'll swear you died. When worlds collide, hold my hand, I'll be your guide. When worlds collide.
Tito, howdy indeed. Welcome to the stream. Welcome the raid squad as well from Deedle. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And happy Friday and happy weekend to you guys. I know it's getting kind of late. So give me 1 second. Let me finish lubing up this thing so I can give you a shout out and welcome all the new folks. 1 second. So we are building a custom keyboard. Today it is a 10 keyless keyboard. And Tall Tack with the tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. So give me 1 moment. Let me finish the... Actually, you know what? I have not clipped these parts yet. So yeah. Let me finish this real quick. I swear I'll be just a minute. I'll talk a bit more about what I do. And then we will introduce Deedle as well. So Deedle, how was the stream? 1 second. And for those of you who were trying to learn how to mod your stabilizers, I will go through this again. I swear. Sorry, I got distracted a little bit. But it's a good distraction though. I welcome this interruption. Okay, so my name's Anthony, or No.1 Anthony. I stream custom keyboard related content twice a week. Mondays I do unboxings. Fridays I typically do a full custom keyboard build. Today I did both. I unboxed a couple things first, and then we're doing a build. That's why we're gonna be on for pretty late tonight. And then on Sundays I sometimes do Legos, sometimes I do video games. It's kind of on and off on Sundays. This depends on how the schedule works. But yeah, so Mondays 7 p.m. Central, and then Fridays 9 p.m. Central. So let's give a shout out to Deedle. We learned some programming basics in many different languages. Got some work done on my game. Very cool, man. I have been taking some computer science classes. You know, I've already graduated, but I just decided to just take some extra classes. So I did programming 1 and 2, and C++. Is it just 1 and 2 or intro and 1 2? I think 1 and 2. And so I still need to take the third one. But yes, please check out Deedle. He's on Discord as well. He's working on his own game. Super cool. Yeah, so I will admit, I'm not an expert at programming. Like the thing is, it's kind of like math, right? If you don't practice it, it just kind of disappears. So like I remember, took one class in the spring, and then after the summer, I came back for the fall to do the second semester of it, the second part. I forgot everything. It was terrible. You know, because obviously I wasn't practicing it. I mean, who's gonna practice C++ for fun, right? Who does that? Maybe someone was too. I'm not kink shaming if that's your thing. You're either the best or you're inferior. Famous words from the father of Ricky Bobby. That was the dad that said that, right? You're either number 1 or you're nothing. Was it? I don't remember. It's been at least a decade since I saw Talladega Nights. But yeah, so welcome everyone. Thank you so much for the raid. So, Revet, Tall Tech, and again Tall Tech for the sub. Thank you. It was a nightmare. He was hitting on me the whole time. Oh no. Oh no. Or oh yes. I wish he would hit on me. I like a smart guy. To fill my programming needs. Someone who can be the period to my comma in a beautiful semicolon. You remember quotes from a decade ago, but I can't remember programming from earlier this year? Yes. Unfortunately, that's just how the brain works. Sadly so. Memory is always a fun thing, though. I will. The sad thing about taking psychology and taking neuroscience classes and things like that, or anything, or reading books that talk about neuroscience, neurology, you know, how the body and the mind interact, how your physical and mental, everything is all connected. The problem with that is that it makes you very skeptical of any sort of story. I used to love reading biographies. I don't think I've ever liked reading autobiographies. I always thought they were kind of... They might not be too accurate, but I've always liked reading biographies. But after taking a lot of science classes and reading books on you know, memory and neuroscience and things like that, I have not read a biography since. It's because the problem is that, you know, biographers, sure, they you know, the good biographers will you know, check, double check, triple check sources and things like that, but our memories are not perfect. You know, and at least most of it because there was no internet at the time, so a lot of things are just kind of, you know, hearsay. You're basing things, and there's, you know, a lot of, is the word I'm looking for, apocryphal? No, is that the word? Yeah, where, you know, people make things up, you know, and of course, you know, they might be grounded in some truth, right? Like maybe you did help someone cross the road, but, you know, the way, you know, our memories work, you know, especially, you know, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, in the 1930s, Steve Jobs helped a little boy cross the street, you know, just because of, you know, he saw a need and he tried to fulfill it. You know, that little boy grew up to be Abraham Lincoln. You know, it's just shit like that. It's just like, you know, a lot of stories is like, sure, yeah. Yeah, so it just makes you kind of skeptical, unfortunately. Because our brains will work to create memories where there are none, or, you know, we'll try to fill in the gaps in our memories. Kind of like, you know, this dilation grease fills the gap between the metal and plastic parts. You know, that's why a lot of stories, they're definitely grounded in some truth. You know, like I'm sure Steve Jobs helped someone cross the road once, you know, while charging him $999 for it. I'm sure he did that, but, you know, it probably wasn't Nelson Mandela. Probably. You know, so the thing is, and I mean, you know, it still doesn't take away from the successes and the struggles that some of these people go through. It's more just, you know, when you read something, you know, extraordinary, you find it really difficult to and, you know, maybe we should just try to be, you know, just give people the benefit of the doubt, but, you know, you just like, did they just kind of did they exaggerate that? You know, did they just kind of like, you know, make things up? He's helping me with so much homework. Ask, man, maybe that's what I need to do. How well versed are you in C++? CRD SKT, hey, how's it going? And SN Foil has made it as well. Okay, so again, bend end and the inner bend of the wire, that's what you're gonna dielectric grease. But yeah, you know, that's why even now I try not to tell too many stories about my childhood, because I'm just like, did that actually happen the way I remember it to happen? And, you know, the worst is when you talk to someone So like I talked to my elder brother, and we have, sure the general story is correct, but then there's one big detail that's different, and we're just like, And I actually have a story to tell about that. Like I have one example, but I probably shouldn't tell that on stream. If you see me in person, you should ask about it. But I probably shouldn't talk about it on stream. Now it's nothing like what they do in Alabama. Don't worry. But it is a shitty story. Literally shitty. So yeah, so we both remember one detail differently. And so obviously only one of it happened. So man, did I make that up? Did you make that? Like who's not remembering correctly, or did are both of us wrong? Did we just completely make that fact up? Yeah, it's kind of like if someone walked in here real quick just to say hi, and then he just leaves. He's on stream for like a second or something, and then 10 minutes later I ask, man, do you guys remember what hat he was wearing, what color hat he was wearing? And then you immediately think, oh, or I ask, was he wearing a red hat or an orange hat? And you might say like, oh yeah, he had an American shirt on, so he was wearing a red hat or something. You would oh man, yeah. He was wearing a hat. And in fact, he wasn't wearing a hat at all. But because of the way I phrased it, you start making memories in your head. Like, oh, yeah, I remember seeing that. Nick, have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. I'm sorry we started so late and you couldn't finish the stream. But see you on the Discord. And I will say one thing that one game that that really kind of just pushed me to being more skeptical about my own memories and stuff. Bioshock Infinite. If any of you have not played that game, you have to. Admittedly, the gameplay is not the best in the world. I get it. It is not an open world type game. It's not like Skyrim. It's not open-ended. It's a pretty linear story, but some people might say the ending is not absolutely amazing. So some people think it's amazing. Some people think that it's kind of underwhelming or a bit confusing. But the story is great, and I think that if you haven't played it, you really should. And yeah, so they kind of explore that, and I can't talk about it much more about spoiling the story. So this belongs to Alina, who is in chat, is in chat. So she is a local friend. So this just arrived a few days ago, earlier this week, and so she dropped it off. And no, this was not $1,668. This was less than a third of that price. I do wish that they had just done a little extra to the Victory auction boards. It doesn't even have to be anything amazing. Just like a different plaque, or just just something that sets it apart. I think, because I know there's a lot of controversy around it. Now, I am a big fan of Right on the Bay, Keycult. I don't know George personally, but I have spoken Right on the Bay quite a bit, and I'm a big fan of his work and how he's running Keycult and everything. Because I spoke to him quite a bit during the Type Machina and Keycult launch, or the Type Machina the collaborative project, the Keycult No.1. And so, but I do agree that that there are some concerns with how it sets the aftermarket price. How it, even if it doesn't set it at 1.6, it pushes it up to that. It's kind of like you could buy up the drug companies, and I'm not talking about marijuana or heroin, just like, it's an EpiPen, you can buy up, and you can you have a monopoly, and then you just set the price to something ridiculous. You bump it up, like just like what Martin Shkreli, or whatever, he bumped it up by, was it 5,000%, so 50 times the price, and then sure he got a lot of backlash, and it didn't remain at the 5,000%, but the price has still increased, permanently. He dropped it down. Let's say he dropped it from 5,000 to 500%. And then people might think, oh wow, good job, he actually listened, he dropped the price, but it's still 5 times more expensive. So and again, talking about video games, it's kind of like what people do in Guild Wars 2 with the trading post, and I'm sure you do this in a lot of MMOs and games that have an economy, a market. So what you do is you buy up all of that one good or commodity, and so you jack up the price. And sure, it will not remain at the price or even close to that price, but it still will be a almost permanent price bump. So let's say I buy up all the potatoes in Guild Wars 2, which is impossible because there's so many of them on the market. But let's assume I buy up all the potatoes. Okay, and so they were trading at 3 cents. I buy up all the potatoes, I set it at $10 for one. And then people think that's fucking ridiculous. And then so, other people start putting out their potatoes to sell because, man, I want to get in on some of that pie. And the price will keep dropping. But since you have, the majority share of the potatoes, the price drops back down to 20 cents or just $1 instead of $10. And people might say, oh, look, if that guy tried to screw the market over bumping at 10, it fell to 1, oh, what a loser. But he still made a lot of money because he bought a bunch of potatoes at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cents, 50 cents. But then now, there's a almost permanent price increase for $1. And he has almost the entire, supply cornered. So he just slowly sells them at $1. He's still making money. He's not making $10. But it's still $1, which is still way more than the 3 cents you paid for one. And so kind of similar in that regard, the boards might not trade for 1.6K, but, it won't be sold for 500, 600, 700, It'll be quite a bit higher than that for the foreseeable future. People might. That's why I think that guy kind of fucked up by trying to sell it immediately at 1.6. If he had just priced it 1.4, maybe someone would have snagged it. They're like, oh man, I missed out. I placed a bet. Placed a bid. Quite different, huh? I placed a bid for 1.5K and I missed out. And then, you see this one pop on Mag Market for 1.4. You're just like, yeah, I could have saved $100. Sure, I'll buy it from this guy. So I get that that's the concern. That's why I wish that they had just done something. It doesn't have to be amazing. It shouldn't be something that that has any inherent benefit or advantage over the non-victory auction boards. But I wish it had just done something different. All these boards will have will be hand signed by Zach and George. Or the plaque will be a different color, or the plaque will have something different on it. There'll be another, I don't know, a star or a dollar sign or something, something different that sets it apart and has almost no inherent value. Because if you said, oh, we're going to give you a nicer plate or a different color, okay, then maybe people might bitch about it, like, hey, that's not fair. But if they just did, like, oh, we're going to make the plaque a different color, you're going to get a gold-colored plaque instead of a navy or a black plaque on the inside, then, people can't see it. It's nothing really special. There's almost no real monetary value to it, other than the fact that it's a little more special, and that, it shows that it was bought during the auction. I wish they had done that, because then, it won't just, the boards that sold for, 1.6K won't be the same as the boards that sold for $500. And so I really wish they would just do that. Just something just slightly different. Just something. It doesn't have to be a super cosmetic difference. It doesn't have to be a different color. It doesn't have to be some special upgrade. I really hope it's not a special upgrade or a different color. Like just something different. Just something. Just some way of identifying it. And I think that the people bought during the auction would appreciate that as well. You know, sure, the boards would be, you know, still worth more because it shows that it was bought during the auction. You know, and maybe it's a bit more personal, right? Because you want to buy it during the auction to show support for Keycult and to fund their future endeavors. And so I wish that yeah, you know, it's something like, you know, maybe the plaque says thank you, or maybe the plaque says Founders Edition, or maybe the plaque says, you know, he was number one, or something like that. Give them brass and they'll scream. Yes, see, the thing is, you can't do that, because then people be like, oh, I want that one because that one has brass. You know, it's worth 1.6 grand because it's brass. You know, it can't be a big enough difference where, you know, there's actually a price bump. But, you know, just something different, just a different, you know, Comic Sans on the on the plaque instead. Something, you know, maybe I should try to talk to Ryan Bay about this. I think that if they had done that, like just some way of separating the auction ones from the, you know, regular bio, I think that would, you know, and again, nothing super special, just something simple. I think that would be a bit more palatable to the community. Because people are kind of all over, you know, they're like, oh yeah, you know, I fully support this, or people are like, oh, this is unacceptable, this is absolutely reprehensible, you know, or some people are just sad, they're just like, man, you know, I was gonna hope, you know, I was hoping that I could buy a Rev.1 for, you know, 500 or 600 on the aftermarket, but now I can't anymore because, you know, they're gonna be close to $1,000 or something, because people know, man, there were people who were willing to pay 1.6 grand for it, for the same thing. So, you know, there's gonna be a long-term price bump for sure. So yeah, I wish there's just some difference, very very minor difference, slight difference, and hopefully nothing that's noticeable from the outside. Because again, that's why I said, you know, change the plaque up. You got a spot for a plaque, that's perfect. Maybe they can still do that. Maybe Keycult could still, you know, maybe talk to them, or enough people talk to them about this. Maybe they could just issue a unique plaque that you could replace, you know, with the regular one. He can just ship those out, you know, at a later date, and it'll give some sort of value and some sort of distinguishing mark from the regular, the general release Keycult No.1 Rev.1s. Limited color would really help. No, the thing is, I wouldn't say limited color would help. I think that makes it kind of... I don't think I completely agree with that, because then it'll be a different run, and then people will still be upset. People are like, oh, you know, why is this color more expensive, you know, or something. And I think that's why they were the exact same as the general release. I get that they were trying to make it as similar as possible to the general release one. So I think a limited color might make things a bit worse, because then people are like, oh, the blue one's not worth anything, or the black one's not worth anything, but the red one, because the limited color, yeah, that one's worth like 2K or 1.6K or something, right? Because I'm sure that's what they were trying to avoid. And you know, they didn't want there to be two different products. They wanted it to be one product. So yeah, so something that's just almost indistinguishable, you know, inconspicuous, something that it's just, yeah, it's just a simple, like, hey, my board is different. My board was bought at the auction. My board shows I was just trying to, you know, basically like a donation to Keycult, basically. Yeah, I don't agree with the limited color thing, because that's basically a different SKU, and you know, again, it'll be almost a different product. You go, ooh, the red ones are worth more because they were bought during the auction. Whereas, you know, if it's just like a red plaque on the inside where you can't see, you're like, yeah, but you know, it looks the same as the regular one. Like, we know it's different, but it looks the same. Right? Basically, I think it'll it'll be consistent with Keycult's vision of how they want to run their sales, because they obviously show that they don't really want to do the whole limited color thing, you know. But it'll still be something different, right? You'll still be able to tell which ones are bought at the auction, which ones worked. Heartstone is a helpful human. Hey, welcome. You get aluminum badge instead of just a small engraving above the USB-C. But the thing is, you can't do that because, again, that's intrinsic. You know, that's gonna be a price difference because it had to be machined differently. So you don't want anything like that. Maybe the engraving is different. Maybe instead of just a, you know, maybe the logo is slightly different or something. You know, you don't want something that would necessarily cost more to manufacture, because then, you know, people are like, oh, well, this one costs 1.6 because this one is made, you know, it's machined special or something. Whereas if you just change like the engraving color, or the, you know, you engraved a few more, you etched a few more letters to numbers to the plaque, you know, people are like, I mean, it's not worth that, but hey, the difference is worth it. Same thing with boards that are, you know, given away. I wish that they would just have some sort of identifying mark, just to, you know, at least keep it transparent if it gets flipped and things like that. So yeah, so during the game, yeah, maybe the number, maybe you could add like a different number, or just a, you know, just something that shows that, hey, this one was bought during the auction. It is different. It did not cost any extra to make, which keeps in line with the whole auction, victory auction thing that Keycult trying to do. I think a handwritten thank you note, extra thank you note, just wouldn't, you know, really do it. So yeah, so I think that, yes, that would be very nice. See, this pisses me off so much. See, okay, all these stabilizers. So most of the TKLs and, you know, most 60%, most boards actually, these two stabilizers are not gonna be south facing. I believe the Anarchy is typically north facing instead of south facing. Right, but this PCB actually has all the 2U stabilizers with a south-facing wire, which again is the Cherry standard. That's why when you put Cherry profile keycaps on, I showed it on a previous stream. You know, the keycaps actually are designed or the stabilizers are designed to go with the Cherry profile caps so that they line up with the rest of the caps. When you make it north-facing, they sit lower than the rest of the keys. So yeah, see, so south-facing, south-facing, south-facing. And then the space bar, which is the most important one, they make it north face. Just why? Why? Put not for sale. See, the thing is, you don't want something like that that'll maybe drop the value. I don't know, or maybe increase the value. But yeah, just something. The not for sale thing was just terrible, though, I will say. Maybe it'll be worth more just to be like, hey, that's a goddamn meme. You know, remember when Elf was not just making fake matrix boards. I've actually seen one of those. Alina actually has one of those not for sale ones. Wait. No, you don't. Sorry, you don't. Wasn't you? It was VPR, I want to say. Was it VPR, man? Someone... I just remember seeing it in person. Who was it? Maybe it's my fucking mind making up memories to fill in the gaps again. but I'm pretty sure I've seen it in person, and I want to say probably VPR. Basically, yeah, just some board that was taking a while to ship, and then so they just an extra not for sale. What was it? Definitely not yours, Alina. Yours was bought from the DC group by itself. These were given as compensation for what board was it? It was also by Elf, right? No, I'm sure someone on Discord has it, but I'm 80% sure I've seen it in person. Cause I just remember it being done like the not for sale thing was done pretty badly. You know, which I guess is a deterrent, right? You don't want to make it look too nice, because then people might want to buy it. Oh my god, that typography is so good! I have to get it. So X 1.1. Was it just the X 1.1, or was it another? I don't know. I think there's a certain charm to Comic Sans now because of, you know, how much it gets memed as the worst font. I don't believe it is the worst font. There are worse ones just in the standard Microsoft Office font pack. I think that there are worse fonts in there. I think that Comic Sans is just, you know, the worst one that was used by too many people. Kind of like the word moist, right? I don't get why people hate Wingdings. Yes, that was one of the ones I was thinking of. But I don't get why people shit on the word moist so much, right? It's not terrible. You know what word sounds worse than moist? Worlds. It's just a shitty word to say, right? And maybe that's the reason why the prize pool just never gets as big as the international. And more people watch it, but worlds, like, how, you know, your biggest audience, the Asians, can't even fucking pronounce that word. Like, why? You know, first of all, you know, in Chinese, no words end with a consonant other than N and NG. Those are the two only consonant sounds that words can end in. Like, seriously. That's why a lot of them struggle with any consonants at the end of a word. Or at the end of a syllable. Syllable, not even a word. At the end of a syllable. They struggle with that. You know, like, ask them to say, you know, anti-disestablishmentarianism or whatever. They're gonna struggle because in Chinese, the two only way you can end a syllable other than vowel sounds is the n sound or the n sound. I like say lan or and lung, right? You can say lan. Lan is blue, right? So lan. So again, it ends with an L, an N, and then, you know, hong, which is red, you know, with an NG sound. That's the only two ways. Worlds. You're ending with an R, you're ending with an L, you're ending with a D, and an S, right? These agents mostly struggle with the R, especially at the end of syllables. They struggle with the L. They struggle with the S. The D is kind of whatever, I think. The D was overrated. But yeah, and you combine them. Why? You combine 4 fucking consonants at the end. Worlds. Oh, I hate that word so much. The world's worst and moistest chocolate cake. Just terrible, just why? Especially straight girls. Wait, what the hell are we talking about? I think the only people I knew who hated moist were girls, especially straight girls. Actually, that's probably true. It's probably it. I don't know any guys who hate the word moist. Like, oh my god, I love that word. Oh my god. Is it that much worse than? You know, people like the word wet. The people say damp, like that's kind of a weird thing to say, right? Man, I'm so damp right now.
I love you.
This Benedict Cumberbatch SNL episode is really making me damp. I sense a humidity increase in the air around my nether regions. Yeah, because I just remember reading a cracked article about, the world, I was going to say the world's worst English words. But yeah, moist, I'm like, really? It's not that terrible. It's a fun word to say. Moki dokie, hey, it's been a while. The moist. 2 months. Oh yes, anniversary. That does make me damp. Getting clammy down there. It does look a bit like a clam, so that's not too terrible. When you think damp, what do you think of? You just think of cleaning your kitchen sink or cleaning your car. You use a damp cloth, a damp microfiber cloth. Maybe that's why they don't use that word very much. You're like, oh man, I'm so damp right now. And shit, I have to do the dishes. Maybe that's why. I don't know. It is a mystery. Yeah, but it is interesting though that 3 of them. I actually looked this up a while back. Because someone argued to me saying that moist is, or damp means the same thing as moist. I'm like, no. It's all on a spectrum, and moist is wetter than damp. No. So yeah, I looked it up. And sure enough, yep. PC Low Letter, hey, you made it. Bit late, but hey, you're here. Think of mold or something. Damp. Yes, that's kind of what it is. If you live in any humid places, especially if you live in Southeast Asia, for example, or anywhere along the equator, yeah. Damp is the natural state of things. Right? And when you make something wet, it stays wet. Maybe that's why they have so many kids over there. Yeah, it's terrible. I wish I could enjoy the dry air here more. So, I get that it's better. Things don't smell bad when it's all dry, and things don't go bad as fast. You don't have to worry about mold and mildew and things like that. But my body just hates the dry air here though. So these are desoldered, so I have to be careful with the pins. And yeah, so the plate fits switches perfectly. Super nice fit. At least for these cherry vintage black switches. Damp dark spaces, bugs. Do you know if they have, so they have SeaWorld and aquariums and zoos. Do they have they have mini zoos, petting zoos? Do they have bug zoos? I know there are reptile farms, there are crocodile farms, and butterfly farms. You know, Penang has a butterfly farm, but they have just like, just bugs in general. Cause I would want to visit one. And Infamous made it. Hey, how's it going? Infamous, did you go chasing any storms? There've been some big ones past few weekends. Cafes too, bug cafes. Went a couple days ago. Okay, where did you go? So they didn't have a storm here, but yeah. So the past 3-4 Sundays, it's been crazy. Okay, Google, what's the weather this weekend?
In Dallas Saturday, there will be scattered thunderstorms with a high of 34 and a low of 22.
I said weekend, damn it. What about Sunday? But yeah, see, it always fucking storms
In Dallas Sunday, it'll be partly cloudy with a high of 31 and a low of 23.
Hey, it's actually not going to rain on Sunday. It's going to rain. Well, I guess Saturday and Sunday. But yeah, it always storms. Posting, sure, you can do it. As long as it's not porn. Because if it is, can you send it to me the private message first? Just remember seeing tarantulas. Only tarantulas are kind of weird. When I see a spider, a 1-inch leg span spider, in my head I'm like, man, that's a big spider. When I see a tarantula, I'm like, you know, I don't think, man, that's a big ass spider. I think, oh, that's a tarantula. You know, I think things can be so big that they don't seem amazing anymore. And like, when you see a 7-inch penis, you're like, man, that's kind of big. You know, when you see something like 12, 13 inches, you're like, oh, that is. You know, it doesn't register. You're just like, oh, you're like, that doesn't look like a penis anymore. You know, what the hell is that? That's a fucking garden hose. Maybe. But yeah, but for sure spiders, when I see tarantulas, you know, in my head, it's just a different thing. I'm just like, oh, those are tarantulas. They're supposed to be big. Right? But when I see a you know, spiders that are just, you know, an inch big, oh my god, that's a big ass spider. And I think tarantulas just move too slowly. I think that's kind of my disappointment. Almost every time I go, like, you know, when I see them, they're just stationary. You're just like, is it dead? Is it? Okay, so let me click on the link. Holy shit, that is. So where was this? This is amazing. This is Missouri. Rockport, Missouri. That is. Damn. You guys have to check this out. This is incredible. So the link is in chat. This is from Infamous GKC. Oh, you should also check him out. He does all sorts of stuff. Now he does screen printing and things like that. So if you have any poster needs, check him out. If you just like watching big storms, also check him out. Yeah, so he is part of the Storm Chasers. What is it called? There's a group on Twitch. But yeah, that is an insane shot. I actually really like windmills. I know people hate them, you know, but again, I don't live near one, so that's maybe why I'm okay with them. So Easy Karma on Reddit. Let me see. Oh yeah, the Ultra Boost 19 of Pulse. I think it looks closer to Calm Depths than Pulse actually. Calm Depths? Am I thinking of Calm Depths? Maybe I'm thinking of something else. But just because of the grays, maybe not Calm Depths, but yeah. I think there are there are a lot of black and cyan shoes. I think that's a pretty common color combo, I guess. See, they're waiting on a funnel, and as I'm leaving, and I see this huge rain cloud, I'm like, yeah, I gotta get this shot. That is a great shot, by the way. Super nice. So how high was this? how many marijuanas? How many feet or meters above ground was your drone? 400 feet. That's a lot of cocaine. Man, no ISO enter. That is nice. So all you have to do is switch alignment for right shift and for the bottom row. So yeah, so unfortunately bottom row I still have to do switch alignment. One windmill is cool. 200 of them destroy the natural look of the land, not so much. I mean, the funny thing is, it destroys the natural look of the land, but it actually keeps. It actually maintains and preserves more of the natural land, more of the natural look of the land, you know, globally, than, or at least just in the surrounding region, than say using fossil fuels. Well, yeah, globally, because we don't, you know, a lot of countries just buy their shit from Saudi Arabia. Yeah. But anyway, so yes, windmills, and I think I like the. I guess the old school windmills are cool too. Yeah, but man, I remember seeing the windmill blade for the first time ever, and that thing is insane. Right, you know, in the pictures they look big, but you just don't have there's no scale for it. You're just like, oh. But then when you see the blade, you know, just being transported on the highway, like, oh my god. Thing is huge. You know, it's kind of like with spiders, right? Like, you know, see a tarantula, like, oh, okay, and then you see just a slightly bigger spider. Oh my god, that is a big ass spider. Man, do other people have this issue with big spiders, or am I the only one that sees it that way? Like, I don't know. I just don't get impressed when I see tarantulas. I'm like, oh, okay. But it's supposed to be big. I guess in my head it just registers as, you know, it's so big that registers as a different species. Well, no, they are different species. Registers as different. Genus? Or family? Ah, man, I don't even remember which. But anyway, you know what I mean. I just don't see it as a spider anymore. I should ask my younger brother about this. He's the one who... I only know so much about spiders because of him. He was, I don't know if he still is, he was obsessed with spiders as a kid. You know, and I always bring this up when I talk about my youngest brother, because that's his thing. That was his thing when he was a kid. You know, we all kind of have our thing. Some of us liked soccer. Some of us played a lot of baseball. Some of us really liked chocolate cake, and then some of us like spiders. Just really, really like spiders. Yeah, like in my family, we didn't even kill spiders because of him. Like, we can kill literally anything else, but not spiders. Right? If you hit a spider, he would cry. He would get really mad. We run out of air? Yes. Or we'll run out of birds too? Because of the windmills? Father works at a nuke plant made on a man-made lake. That's where I get my bias. Yeah, but the thing is, that's the thing though, right? That's the thing about conservation that we need to do. Is that's why, you know, people think that, oh, you know, move out of the city is so bad for the environment, you know, like, it's way worse for you to live in a rural place, and I'm not trying to, you know, guilt trip anyone or shame anyone, but yeah, but it's way worse for people to be like, oh yeah, just go, you know, be with nature, you know, go live out in the, you know, on a farm or on a ranch. It's actually way worse for the environment for you to do that, because, you know, it's mostly extra fuel everywhere. and you're gonna make bigger trips because of how far you live from everything else. When you make your Amazon deliveries, they have to drive further to drop stuff off and just things like that. The grid has to reach further, all these things, and yeah. So the way to forward is actually for everyone. Like, of course, this is not ideal. Like not everyone wants to move to the city, but yeah, it's better for societies or communities to be compact than to spread out too much. Like, you actually want it to be as dense as possible. And you don't have to be a Shanghai or Tokyo or New Delhi. You don't have to be that. But so the point is, it's better to have 200 in just like a 5-mile radius than to have one every square mile. And it's way better to just stick everything close together. I mean, that's kind of how to do it to begin with, anyway. UK windmills out in the seas look so cool because it's kind of old. So maybe one day these big ass fans, the white big ass fans, will be cool and classic someday. Where's my water? Maybe. It's kind of interesting. People talk about, or back then at least on RMK, like, oh yeah, the shoes, shoes will match the keyboard. I'm like, why? Who gives? Wow, people who like black and red will use black and red on the keyboard, and will you buy black and red shoes? Wow, amazing, great insight. Who would have thought? So we are just trying to line up the plate in the PCB, and we're going to test the stabilizers, and then we can start soldering. The good news is the soldering shouldn't take too long. Shouldn't. No LEDs, the switches fit nicely, the plate is working fine. The reason why it sounds loose is because you can see that the switch is not held tightly compared to, say, the enter key. Right, that's why the enter sounds so different from the backspace. Hear that? Hear that? So once this is soldered, it should be better. Right now, the switch is just wiggling around. But hey, no stabilizer rattle though, so that's good. Yeah, that's literally just the switch. Just see how loose that is. Okay, whereas the enter, because it's held tightly by the plate, literally no movement. These, Maramy BD, welcome to the stream. See, again, this is held, so that's why the enter and the shift key sound so similar, and then the enter and the left shift sound so similar, whereas the backspace and the right shift sound similarly worse than these two, because again, the switch is not soldered and there's a big cut here, so the switches are loose. So once it's soldered, it should be better. Should be. And space bar, where's oh no, where the hell did my 7 space bar go? Where did it go? Damn it, I lost my 7 space bar. Give me 1 second. No, here we went. Guess we'll look for it some other time. So again, I believe the switch is loose. That's why you can hear there's a plasticky sound. Yep. So again, why north facing, man? Just why? Why? Yeah, no stabilizer rattle? Go ahead. No LEDs on this build either, so that's nice. I'm almost never a fan of in-switch LEDs. I know people seem to like the, glow around keycaps. I've never been a fan of that. Iron. All right. Man, I also got new internet set up just this week on Wednesday. So that's nice. So my upload speed used to be, or at least it was supposed to be 20 megabits per second, but it was really mostly around 14 or so. But now it's 300. It's over 300. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, got AT&T fiber. And no, this is not an ad for AT&T because I quite despise that company. But unfortunately, I only have two options where I live, and that's the better option. Like way better. It's not it. There's fiber set up here. Yeah, so hopefully it means that there'll be less times where the stream gets disconnected. I think it's happened. I think it happens maybe once every couple of months where, you know, the stream will be interrupted by a disconnect. So this should solve that. Should. Okay, so I'm not gonna solder this one. I'm gonna solder right shift because this one I don't need to do switch alignment. Okay, so again, very important as usual. Solder one pin, check to see if the switch is flush against the plate and the PCB. So this one's kind of floating just a hair off the PCB. So I'm gonna reflow the solder, push down on the switch a bit harder. There we go. So you want the corner bumps in the switch to touch the PCB, and I will show you what I'm talking about real quick. So you see these bumps. Oh man, black housings, so much easier to see it. See these little bumps here? So these are designed to come into contact with your PCB so that the switches are all straight. And so if you do that, then you know the PCB is straight, and if the PCB is straight and the switches are flush against the PCB and the plate, then it means the plate and PCB are parallel. So you want that. You want to make sure your plate doesn't get warped and bent over time because of shitty soldering. So most people ignore this part. Most builders ignore this part. Unfortunately, you watch build streams and you know they just solder just left to right and that's it. I think that this is important. So yeah, so you want to make sure it looks something like this. So this corner is already soldered. So I solder. You want to solder in a star pattern instead of just left to right or whatever. Typically, this will help you align the plate and PCB faster or more effectively. I'm trying to get a good. Okay, you can see the bump over here. It's touching the PCB, so you want that. If not all, then at least for these anchor switches. So basically, kind of these switches around here. See how I can distribute them. More attention to detail. That's why, unfortunately, you know, the stream ends up being longer, and you know, I know it's not particularly appealing. You know, people don't like to click on a YouTube video, build stream, and oh my god, 3 hours. You know, and so it's like, man, I just want, you know, like just a half hour or an hour video. That's 3 hours. Yeah, you can see. So this bump is kind of floating off the PCB. You see that? So we're gonna try to fix that. Sometimes in the corners, it might be very difficult to get them to be completely flush because the PCB might be warped around the corners. Kind of like dog ears on a book. Yeah, so you just want to see how straight you can get them to be. Yeah, so again, corners sometimes, unfortunately, it just might not work out perfectly for you. So we're going to keep trying. So you see how I'm just applying more force. There we go. Okay, and now the other pin. So if you do just pin by pin, it makes it easier because you don't have to try to reflow solder on both pins at the same time to do this. There we go. Okay, now look at this. So remember it was kind of floating, right? Now look at this. Damn it. See that? See now both the bumps are touching the PCB. So you want this. Just now it was floating just a smidge, just a little bit. It's like 0.5 millimeter maybe. See, so now it's actually in contact with the PCB. So that's what you want. Longer streams never, unfortunately. Yeah, speaking of that, I do apologize. Last Friday, I kind of cut the stream off early. You know, it's like, okay, we're done. Bye. Yeah. Update on that. I did make it to Wingstop on time. So that's nice. and got my dinner. And it's kind of weird though. So I went there and there was a cop just standing there. And you know, that's the thing about cops, right? Even if you did absolutely nothing wrong, you know, and I'm a pretty clean cut person. The only addiction I might have is, iced tea. But yeah, and even then I'm just like, ooh, this is, you don't behave normally. You're just like, ooh. Do I make eye contact? Do I avoid eye contact? But anyway, yeah. So there was just a cop there, just standing there. I guess maybe they've been, because they open until midnight. So maybe they just have a cop to help them, during like the last half an hour or so, maybe something like that, when they're closing, just to keep an eye on everything. Because he didn't really talk. He didn't talk to anyone. He just stood there. And even when I left, he was still there. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I've never been to Wingstop that close to closing time. So maybe there've been incidents, and so now they have a cop there or something. When they leave with the money. Oh yeah, maybe it was that. Yeah, maybe it was that. Maybe some employees have been sneaking some. So there's one a cop there to keep an eye on everything. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. I didn't ask. I didn't want to ask. I don't want to get frisked. We didn't get leftover chicken. Oh, the cop. I mean, if I were a cop, I'd do that. Sign me up. Cops like spiders, man, they probably won't do anything to you, but they're spooky anyway. Yes. Even if they're not spooky, it changes your behavior. Or maybe that's what spooky means. Can you give me a board you bought me for free? For free? I'll pay shipping. Sure. Shipping will be $500 or so. I can give you a discount on shipping. Maybe like $4.90. Yeah, but I'll give you a KB75 for free. I think it's right the first time instead of soldering willy-nilly and ending up desoldering to fix crooked switches or something. Yes, that's how I think that all builds should be done. I think that's why unfortunately, that's why even when I see other, there've been a lot of new builders showing up on Mac Market, which is nice. You have options. I look at their work and think, I don't know. None of them ever show close-up shots of the internal builds, like on the sides, like what I try to show on stream. What are you hiding? So unfortunately, this PCB and plate are not completely straight because I've had to push down on some of them. And the thing is, at least it's aluminum, so it's more flexible than brass and steel. So you can still straighten them with your hands and solder. Whereas the steel plates, it is a bitch to work with. If it's not straight. Sweet or unsweet tea. So I used to drink sweet tea, marry me, BD. Now completely unsweet. Yeah, it used to drink sweet tea, like shit ton of sweet tea, and I'm pretty sure that's what made me balloon in weight and roundness. And so yeah, so I made the switch to unsweet tea a few months ago, and then I just made the switch. I was just like, oh man, I should be more healthy, blah blah blah, and yeah, and I didn't realize that I had lost weight. This is a complete surprise to me. It was a surprise, but a welcome one. Yeah, so I realized that a lot of my pants were kind of loose, and so I thought, oh, maybe I just bought the wrong size, because it's only been a few months, and I wasn't trying to lose weight. I wasn't exercising. I wasn't eating a specific diet. Literally, the only thing I changed was going from sweet tea to unsweet tea, and maybe I was eating less. I don't know, but it wasn't anything intentional. And yeah, so I just started buying pants in smaller sizes. I was like, oh, maybe I just messed up, Maybe I just didn't understand, how to correctly size and fit clothes and things like that. And then, so that's what I thought for a while, until I put on a belt that I had not worn in at least 2 months. I put it on, and then it did not fit at all. Like, even the smallest hole was the belt was still loose, still a couple inches off. Like, oh, that was when I realized, oh, so I actually did lose some. That's good. Yeah, which is kind of strange, because so while my sweet tea consumption has dropped to a near zero, my chocolate consumption has jumped by at least 6,000%. So that's quite strange. Yeah, like, I think if you just look at my desk. Okay, so you see the Surface tablet? You see that brown thing on top? That's an IKEA chocolate bar. Just right there, dark chocolate. I did get the Ghirardelli dark chocolate with sea salt caramel. The dark chocolate squares just a few days ago. I think I finished them already though. Yeah, I got a couple bars and then they're all gone. So 16 squares. Let's eat some Milka chocolate. Dude, I need to get some of that. I don't think I've had them. I really don't think so. Maybe I did, but it was a long time ago. I don't know. I just don't think I've had them. Then again, though, I generally don't like milk chocolate these days. It's why when I bought Ferrero Rocher, I was just kind of sad. Because, man, these aren't as good as I remember. Yeah, so, in general, I avoid milk chocolate now. Yeah, maybe I had them before, but the packaging changed or something. I don't recognize it. Just ate the last bar. Very nice. Yeah, I need to try it though. Right? Who knows? Because even a lot of Cadbury, now when I eat them, I'm just like, man, sure, it's still way better than Hershey's, but damn, it's a bit too sweet for me. Or just not chocolatey enough. See, so this is never a good sign when I have to do this with so many switches. Because some plates are incredibly straight, and I maybe have to check the corner bumps for, you know, a handful of switches. When I have to do more than a handful, you know that, ooh, the PCB are not completely straight. But again, at least this is work, you know. You could work around it still. Manageable. Some steel plates, holy shit. You can get them at H Mart, even World Market. I haven't been in a while. I need to get more 100 plus. That's what I need to get. Remember that drink, the isotonic drink? Yeah, I wonder if they finally restocked. I hope they have. Because, yeah, we wiped them out. Me and my brother. After working out or a game of soccer, man, that shit is so good. It's basically a slightly carbonated version of, what's that drink called? It's a Japanese isotonic drink that's pretty popular. It's also slightly grapefruit flavored, I think. It has a P in the name. Maybe? No? Pocari Sweat. There we go. Pocari Sweat. Yes. Pocari Sweat. Yeah, so 100 Plus is basically a slightly carbonated version of Pocari Sweat, so it's so much better. So refreshing. Pocari Sweat is like, it's like flat 100 Plus is what it is. 100 Plus is the isotonic drink I was talking about. So they had not, they used to, the H Mart here used to import them, and so it was the only place I could buy 100 Plus here in the US, or at least here in DFW. And then they stopped stocking them for at least 4 years. At least. Because I know they did that when I was still in Abilene. And, you know, my supply got cut off. And yeah, and so just last month, I think, we went and made sure to check. And they had it again. And so I bought a dozen. And then I went back with my elder brother. And he bought 5 or 6, I can't remember, but yeah, we cleared it. None left, so I don't know if they restocked them or. Hopefully they did. You know, hopefully like, oh man, we brought them in and they were all gone in a week. Wow, we need to bring more in. People love this stuff. And people meaning me and my brother. Well, actually, my friend who visited from Abilene also bought 6. She's from Malaysia, so that's why she also wanted that stuff. Apple Sidra. It's a Taiwanese apple cider. So good. I've actually never had it. We need more Taiwanese cuisine here. Meat Fresh is probably the most authentic-ish Taiwanese place that I know of here. Sadly. Gatorade Blue Frost, dude. I used to drink. Is it the Blue Frost? Is that the only one? Oh no, what's the Powerade version of that? I used to drink Blue Powerade all the time. My freshman year. Because we had the unlimited meal plan. And so I basically drank more Blue Powerade than water. So much so that my shit turned blue. I kid you not, my shit was actually blue. That was when I stopped drinking Blue Powerade. So yep, this has to stop. Powerade slush at Sonic does the same thing. Yeah, cause the thing was, so the food at the cafeteria at my alma mater was so bad that most international students and I would just starve. We would eat, like half of my meals, more than half of my meals, I would just eat cereal. Like, you know, dinner, I would just eat a bowl of cereal because the food was so fucking terrible. And so at least cereal, I know what I'm getting. And so I would just get cereal, or I just wouldn't eat anything, and I would just drink Powerade. And so my shit turned green for like a week or two, and I was like, man, that's weird. What have I been eating? You know, maybe it was vegetables or something. I don't know. And you know, this is kind of like, oh, this is kind of weird. And then it turned blue one day. I was like, oh, now I know where that color is coming from. Okay. Yeah, so before sweet tea, there was Powerade. There was at least a whole semester of blue Powerade. Set Subber, how much to build this bad boy? Do you mean how much the labor is gonna cost? Do you mean how much the keyboard is? Do you mean how much the keyboard and keycaps are? How much the keyboard, the whole build is? The keyboard kit itself was around $500 shipped, which is actually really cheap compared to what it ended up going for a few days later. And no, that is not normal. You don't think, oh man, does everyone spend 500 or 1.6 grand on custom keyboards? Actually, no. Most don't. At least not on one keyboard. It's a good time to call it quits. Sounds like my 12-year-old with the Powerade. Man, what the hell is that? So this Caesium Samarangens, I don't know. What is it called in Chinese? Oh, is that just water chestnut? What is that? No? Oh, it's an apple. Wax apple, Java apple, Samarang, rose apple. Oh, jambu. Okay, jambu. Okay, it's a jambu. Okay, then I know exactly what it is. Yes. Okay. I mean, I've never had it, but I know what it is now. Jambu. This is based. Jambu is actually kind of translates to pear back home in Malaysia and in Indonesia. But yes. Yeah, it's more of a, yeah, like, yeah, jambu just refers to anything like that, like pear-shaped-ish things. Yeah. Pretty sure my people in my family have had it. Maybe not that exact, but definitely something that looks like that pink pear-shaped thing. I do not eat fruits, but my, you know, obviously other people in my family did. Yeah, so people buy all sorts of jambu, all sorts of this pear type things. I did not, but yeah. Alright, so taking a while. This build. Possibly the best fruit. It's like an apple and as much juice as a watermelon. I will say apple is probably the most the least unappealing fruit to me. It's got the most normal texture out of all the fruits. It's just like a sweet vegetable. You know what shit I can't stand? Bananas. Oh my god. I don't like the taste. I don't like the texture. The optics. Maybe. I know people who absolutely love taste of bananas, but I don't like the optics. It's like, ugh, does this look gay? Yeah. But for me, it's not even that. It's just I just don't like the fruit. I really don't. Like, how to ruin chocolate cake. Step 1. Insert bananas. Like I remember eating a really good chocolate moist cake and damp. It's actually more damp, right? Because moist makes it sound like there's water oozing out. It's more of a damp cake. Anyway, so yeah, chocolate moist cake, and there's a huge layer of bananas. Just banana slices. Just why? Why did you ruin your cake like that? And the worst part was, I was visiting a friend. I was staying over, and so they got a cake for something. I don't know, some event. And so the mom was like, "Oh, hey, you want cake? You should have cake." And so we had to eat the cake. And so I'm not gonna, pick the bananas out in front of them, because then that's rude. So I was just like, that's good, So I was just fucking just swallowing the bananas. I was trying to avoid chewing the bananas as much as I could. So I just swallowed them until the mom, was done with her cake. So I ate my cake really slowly. So I was just hoping that the mom would finish the cake and leave. And then so she ate a slice and then just left. And then, the banana I had in my mouth, I immediately just went to the trash can and just spat it out. I was like, no, this will not go in me. Right, like if I got paid 1,000 to 5,000 a day, maybe I would swallow. But yeah, but otherwise, no, I'm spitting that banana out. Of course, banana can't even compare to durian. But I think it's durian, I would say most people don't like durian. So, a lot of Malaysians love it. But I think that, globally, most people fucking hate durian. They won't even try it. I've never tried it because the smell, the texture, everything about durian is fucking repulsive. And so, yeah, so it's not a good example because most people don't like durian to begin with. But, a lot of people like bananas. I just can't do bananas. I like the smell of durian, but I hate how it tastes. That is weird. So do you not like because the taste is, and the smell is a big part of the taste. Do you not like the texture, maybe? Because the durian is just everything, so you guys need to check out durian. So, yeah. First of all, the husk, thorny husk, already tells you, do not touch me. And then you could smell it from yards and yards and yards, and maybe even you can maybe smell an orchard miles away. I don't know, but yeah, it smells terrible. And the thing is, these thorns are not like just little spikes, not like say a pineapple. These are tough. Like these will actually fucking kill you. You could weaponize them in multiple ways. You could use the husk as a mace, maybe. You could use the durian as a mace. You put it on a stick, use it as a mace. Or you could, use the smell as chemical warfare. You could poison water supplies with that stuff. And yeah, and then so it smells terrible. It's got a really tough, thorny husk. And you open it up, and it's sort of hard to open. You have to use a machete to open it, kind of like a coconut, except coconuts are refreshing and welcoming. So you have to open up the husk, and then it just looks like some alien, egg of some sort. These little alien larvae just crawling out. It's yellow and slimy and gooey. Oh, it's just nasty. Yeah, so Google it at your own discretion. It's wild as fuck. Yeah, and the smell is so bad that in Southeast Asia, a lot of airports and big office buildings will have signs that say no durian. So, there'll be signs that say no guns. Back then it'd be no cameras, like at banks, no cameras, but now you can't enforce that anymore because everyone has a smartphone. No bike helmets, no, things like that. What else? Yeah, so airports, no, the like liquid bottles, and then so they'll have a no durian at hotels, especially have no durian signs. See, if I owned a home in Malaysia, I would also have a no durian sign. Cause fuck that noise. Go eat it outside. Don't come in with that filth. KVS, hey, welcome. Yes, it is a nice build. Bit late today, but we're gonna soldier on. Or solder on. Damn it. So we're not gonna solder this one in just yet. Solder this one. Yeah, so step the center caps up because again it is a universal cutout. Not gonna solder that one just yet. Banana bread is good. Okay, banana bread I can stomach that. That's not terrible. I think most of the flavor comes from the butter anyway. So banana bread, not terrible. But yeah, banana cake, just banana itself, banana milkshakes. Ugh. DGO Nino or Digo Nino, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Ever have an Elvis Presley peanut butter banana sandwich? No. Can choke to death from one large bite. Man, people actually like that. Bananas aren't a fruit; they are so dry. Wait, the potato of the fruits? Did you just say bananas are potatoes of the fruits? No. They are polar opposites. Potatoes are fucking amazing. And a bedrock of human civilization as we know it. Bananas can just not exist. We don't need them. They can just not. It's a good source of potassium. My potassium levels are, you could get potassium from other things. Potatoes? How are you going to replace mashed potato? Elvis Presley? We already had an Elvis Presley. We don't need no peanut butter banana sandwich. Banana bread? Why not regular bread? Everybody says it's not weird. A lot of people I know in Vancouver hate the smell but love the taste of bananas or durian. Because I know people who hate the smell but love the taste. But I think Boyd314 is the first person I know that likes the smell but hates the taste. That is strange. And how about the thing is, in Vancouver, you probably get the mild version of durian to begin with. Because I know the ones that get exported are the ones that are bred. It's a specific breed that doesn't smell as bad. A lot of them actually don't smell like anything or almost don't smell like anything. Because, people back home, they look for breeds that smell fucking foul. The worse it smells, the more expensive it is. And so, the ones that get exported are the ones that, can actually go through airports and security and things like that. Because the problem with shipping durian is that everything else will smell like durian. So that's why when they get flown around, you want to fly the ones that don't smell like roadkill. Mixed with formaldehyde. Is formaldehyde the one that smells terrible? Mango and pineapple are my favorite. I'm feeling rich. I get figs and dragon fruit. Dragon fruit is super popular in back home. As in, it's almost like a luxury fruit kind of. All the tropical fruits. Kiwis are good too. Apple is a potato if you plug your nose. Actually, okay, if you're eating them raw, a raw potato the texture is kind of like an apple. But no one eats raw potatoes. Maybe. G-Shock says you don't like their shape. For durian or bananas? I said before, the shape is the least of my worries when it comes to bananas. It's the fucking taste and texture. Bananas just, the texture is just like eating papier mâché. It's like Art Attack. In a wrap. The Irish do, I think. Yeah, I mean, and then people during the Depression era will talk about how they used to eat just potatoes whole, or they'll eat onions like an apple, because onions are cheap to make. It's like they're manufactured in a Chinese factory somewhere. Which I guess would not be far from the truth in the next decade or so. Imagine biting into an onion whole. I don't mind it. I don't think I would mind it that much. Like, I think, of course you want to get rid of the skin. Because, I mean, I eat raw onions. Just sliced up. If I go to a place and they have just raw onions, like, some taco places will have that. Some Indian food places will have that, where they just have a container of just raw onions you can grab. This Caribbean chicken place that I used to go to all the time would have that. They had a sauce bar, and then just chopped onions or diced onions or something. I would actually just grab the onions and then add this garlic cilantro sauce to it and just eat it just on its own. Just garlic cilantro, like an appetizer. I just get raw onions and then just pour the garlic cilantro sauce and just fucking eat it. Yeah, I was having lunch with my brother's friend on Monday, I want to say, and he was talking about how he doesn't mind sautéed onions, but he cannot stand raw onions, things like that. He says, yeah, it's just a taste preference thing, and then he also mentions how he doesn't eat spicy food at all, and it's like, that's why you're a fucking pussy, is why. It's not a taste thing. You're just a goddamn pussy. You can't eat spicy food, so obviously raw onions are a bit much. Oh my god, so overpowering. Or maybe I'm just dead inside my mouth. I need raw onions. I mean, it's an acquired thing, right? Like, when I was a kid, I didn't like raw onions. Who the hell? Which kid's like, oh my god, raw onions? Maybe your grandpa's like, oh my god, food. During the Depression. He'll walk 10 miles back and forth uphill in a snowstorm to go to school. And then, he gets so happy when his teacher rewards him with an onion for being a good student. Maybe. Yeah, so no kids, like onions, growing up, like, raw, especially raw onions. It's like, oh yeah, it's a preference thing. Like, no. You just, like, you never eat spicy food. Don't come and talk to us about preference. You just gotta eat more of it. Like, that's unfortunate. That's the way it is. It's just like with fruits. I know that I will maybe like it if I ate it more, but for now I'm just like, nah, I'm good. People are like, yeah, you're a fucking pussy when you eat fruits. That's fair, I'll take that. Yeah, my younger brother also doesn't like fruits. So he also hated it whenever my parents would buy durian. Because, yeah, you go into the car and you immediately smell it. And then they put it in the fridge. Everything in the fridge will smell like durian. It's fucking awful. So, wow, let me have this nice yogurt drink that's supposed to be strawberry, but now it's strawberry infused with durian. Yeah, if you store your durian close to any kind of bread, you're eating durian bread. You need French fries to survive in the US. Oh yeah, I love onions and garlic. Yeah, raw garlic, I don't mind it as well. I know people get squeamish about it. I'm like, I don't mind it. I love it. Raw onions. Raw garlic. Although I do like raw onions more than raw garlic. I can eat, a lot of raw onions, raw garlic. You can't eat too much of. At some point, you're just like, I gotta eat this as something. Raw garlic with dark soy sauce. Man, that's some good shit. You use it as a condiment or a dip. Good stuff. But of course, raw garlic isn't as good as fried garlic. Raw onions are not as good as sautéed onions. But they're different. Some things call for raw garlic. Some things call for raw onions. No, I actually don't like olives. If it's on a pizza and there's bits of olives everywhere, I'm not gonna pick them out. But if they had the option of, you can trade out the olives for onions, I would do it without any hesitation. But yeah, fuck that. Take all the olives off. Just put more onions. Shitty pizza, I couldn't taste them. That's when it's bad, right? Because you only get the texture and it's probably just rehydrated or, just frozen. Olives that were reheated. Olive oil. Okay, well, the thing is, that's kind of cheating, right? If you're putting so much oil in there, I thought you meant just fucking olives. Sliced stuff is okay for onions, but just biting into it will be so spicy. Yeah. Yeah, and some people are like, oh yeah, you're just overwhelming. I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, spicy things are like that, you gotta ease into it. Right. Sauteed onions is like one finger. Raw onions is like the most expensive Bad Dragon dildo you can buy. It's the whole damn thing. Takes practice. PC goat letter. But black olives are the ones that you usually put on pizza, right? Bitter melon, I actually only like them fried. Although maybe I would change my mind now if I tried it again, I would start enjoying it. Because I know, bitter melon, scrambled egg. Super popular dish. Right? 苦瓜炒蛋. Which is, bitter melon fried egg. Super popular. My brothers love that stuff. But most places here, they don't do a very good job with that because they don't slice up the bitter melon enough. They're just big chunks, and so you don't really taste it very well. Like it's just kind of just there. Like the texture's just terrible. A fried bitter melon, oh my god, that shit is amazing. That's more of an Indian thing though. What about you? Do you like bitter melon? Like my brothers love bitter melon soup. I'm ambivalent towards it. It's not bad, but I like other soups better. Yeah, again, I think I would enjoy bitter melon more now than I did, a decade ago. I'm starting to get old. I'm starting to like bitter things. It's terrible. That's a sign of age, right? You're just like, when you're young, you're like, oh my god, why would anyone eat this shit? Like dark chocolate, you're like, oh my god, what the fuck would anyone eat this? And now you're like, man, dark chocolate is so good. Milk chocolate's too sweet. Even without the whole health thing, even if they told me that, sugar actually has no negative effects on your health, of course it does, I'm just saying if, I think even now I still wouldn't eat milk chocolate very much. I'm still gonna be like, ugh, it's not my kind of thing. That's why I wish they made more chocolate chip cookies with dark chocolate chips or dark chocolate chunks. They're like, oh, it's semi-sweet. Like, no, that's full sweet. That's whole sweet. That's 100% sweet. Like, the regular American cookies are 200% sweet. It's semi-sweet, and it's still sweet as shit. Fried anything? Yes. I will say I've never had fried butter. Is that good? I think at some state fairs you can get fried butter. Or is that? Yeah. Never had it. Fried ice cream is pretty nice though. I actually haven't had ice cream in a while. I've never had fried Oreos, actually. Never. Literally never. Man, I remember when I used to love Oreos. And now the shit's just too sweet to me. I used to love the chocolate and peanut butter Oreo. I was in Missouri once and ordered fried ice cream at a restaurant. They just gave me ice cream with frosted flakes on top. Are you for real? What? Are you sure they got you the right thing? That's when you sue them for racial discrimination. So have you not had fried ice cream otherwise? So back home, it's a slightly different version. I know over here it's different, but yeah, so battered up. Oh man, that's good stuff. Because Inio was there and he wasn't surprised. Oh, really? Let me look it up. Missouri fried ice cream. Dude, what the hell? That's it? Okay, look at this. Look at this. Okay, let's look at fried ice cream. Fuck me, now I'm hungry. Okay, so this is what you're supposed to get. Fried ice cream. Alright. So look at that. Man, it's good. So people use different kinds of batter. Look at that. Yeah, so that's fried ice cream. This is Missouri fried ice cream. What in tarnation? It's literally just fried, like a wonton almost. And then they just threw, or a taco shell, and then they just threw ice cream on top and whipped cream. And they're like, oh, yep, that's fried ice cream. What the hell? Uh-oh, Oreos? No, actually. What the hell is that? That's a commercial? Put the chocolate taste in the cream? Oh. I don't think I've had those. The thing is, I don't like chocolate icing. I fucking hate chocolate ice cream. Icing. I love chocolate ice cream. I hate chocolate icing. Chocolate icing is just, you know, could have been melted chocolate. That's all it is. It's just lost potential. You didn't even get the tostada bowl. You got jit, dude. That is terrible. Is Missouri typically known for sad food? Fried Snicker bars? Is Nick's Turtle? Nick's Turtle, welcome to the stream today. And also G-Shock. I don't know if I said hi. Let's see. Fried ice cream is meh. He did it in the 70s and got old by the 80s. The thing is, fried ice cream is not something that I eat all the time. That's why I don't think it's meh. Like, you know, it's still not something I would actually go for. But it's great when someone orders it and you're like, hell yeah, you know. They're like, oh, you want to have something? Like, sure. Otherwise, you know, I'll never get it. Oreo chocolate is that onion? Oh my god. I need to check when you made your Twitch account. November 1, 2016. Oh, I guess it's before I started streaming. But, love that name. Oreo chocolate is the hot stuff here now. It's kind of crazy, right? Like Oreo, anything is still hot stuff. It's kind of funny. Now, Oreo is more of an ingredient than a snack. Missouri is known for trash food, like the St. Paul sandwich. Egg foo young with mayo in between slices of Wonder Bread. Oh, that's disgusting. And Tally with the 112 bits, thank you so much. Actually, Rangoon. What is that? Cabo San Lucas. Oh, that was good. So what's the batter like for that one? It's all about that batter, right? Earn a new 50k bits badge. First guy to earn the 50k bit badge. Thank you so much, Tally. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Seems good. Indeed. It's far and away number one. The second place is just 30,000. Just. Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the support and generosity. Oh, wait, I'm putting this in the wrong place. That switch went in way too quickly. I'm like, oop, that's not right. Okay, see, so we are making progress. Every little bit counts. Pink to orange. Wait, what's going from pink to orange? Hey guys, don't forget to put on sunscreen. It's summer again. I recently read some articles about how. I mean, I've always known sunlight and UV is general terrible, but I finally kind of understand why a lot of the tourists that I would see back home, typically they were American, would just have like this skin, like they would be in their 40s, but their skin would make them look like they're in their 70s or something, and I always thought, oh, maybe it's genetic, maybe it's just just terrible diets and lifestyle. Turns out it's just because it's just from being out in the sun. I'm like, holy shit. Like, I've been sort of fortunate to at least have a bit more melanin. I can't remember. So at least I don't have it that bad. But yeah, man, I did not realize that's the sunlight is the primary cause for aging in the skin. I'm like, oh shit. Now I get why all these Asian women back home, when they drive, they would wear these they're basically socks or long socks, and they would cut them off at the ends, at the ankles, and then wear them as kind of like gloves. Like now again, I used to be like, man, that is so. What are you doing? And I'm like, oh my god, so that's why. Yeah, that's insane. I've never been sunburned once. I never wear sunblock. I think I don't remember the last time I got sunburned. It's gotta be when I was a kid at a water park. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, then again, I don't go out in the sun. Well, actually, I do. I'm out in the sun more than the average person, I guess. Because of walking and stuff. Sometimes it feels so much hotter here. When I came back from Korea, my skin actually felt like I was burning in the sunlight in Texas. Yeah. That's why it's... Then again, Korea is not that... it's not known for having crazy... Man, what is the word you even use? Because in Chinese, there are words just you describe, how hot or powerful, I guess, the sun is. But you don't really have a word in English for that. Girls walking with parasols, sun umbrellas. It's confusing to me when I was in Asia. Yeah, see, the thing is, I was kind of like, man, why do you have to be such a pansy? Is that no? That's not a good word. It's just a bit of sun, and I'm like, oh, the sun is what fucks up your skin. I'm like, oh, I get it. Oh no. But yeah, I'm glad I don't have to use sunblock. That's a good thing. The infrared treatments to slow down melanin protection. Asian women have an obsession with being white. Yes. Back home, yeah. There'll always be reports on the newspaper about people fucking up their skin because they're trying to use these weird either cleansing creams or whitening creams that are untested. So it ends up fucking their skin up permanently. It's really bad. It's almost like acid burns or some weird shit, like your skin will just get fucked up. Because people are just looking for, a miracle cure for their non-whiteness, for their colored skin. People just, it's really sad. It's self-loathing, And I remember one teacher, because this was not even, she wasn't Chinese, so Chinese are they're kind of like the white people of Malaysia, as in, like the fairest skin, and so people want to be like, sort of, like it's terrible. And then, obviously, a lot of Chinese people, the Chinese people are like, oh man, but my skin is too dark. I want to be like white people, And so the Malays are darkest skin. They're kind of like Filipinos, maybe a bit darker, a bit more tan. And then Indians are definitely have even darker skin. Yeah, so Malays are kind of like the in between. And so I had a teacher who was Malay, and her skin just looks super fair. It's incredibly white. And I thought, man, like, is she mixed, or like, how did she end up being so light skinned? And then, but because they would wear, they wouldn't wear a burqa, but it's kind of something like that, where it's you've got the hijab, you've got this headscarf, and you've got long sleeves. They're all covered. They're only showing basically, and then they'll wear shoes, so you can't even see their ankles. But yeah, so they only show their hands and their faces, and so she would put her hand to her face, say like she's, trying to think or something. She'll put her hand to her face, and you would see just like just two different people. Like the face is just white as hell, and then the hand is brown. And I thought, oh, she was not born that way. Yeah, I wonder if it's cream or like some weird treatment, and then maybe she could only afford, getting her face done. Maybe, I don't know. I'm assuming it's some sort of cream and makeup. Michael Jackson treatment. Yeah, but Michael Jackson was bleached all over, right? Like not just maybe, I don't know. Bleached everywhere except for one part. Typical tan line, not quite a farmer's tan line. Yeah, so only the hands, or well, yeah, I'm sure it's not just the hands that are brown, it's the face that's the only white thing. This is kind of sad. That's why it's kind of how I knew I was back in Asia. My first trip back to Malaysia a few years ago. Yeah, cause everywhere I was inundated with just skin whitening cream ads, just SK2 and all these other companies, just ads everywhere with these super fair women and then these creams. Well, I'm definitely back in Asia. Like, I think I stopped at Hong Kong. Can't remember which Asian country it was exactly. I think it was Hong Kong. I don't think it was Taiwan, because I did stop at Taiwan once, but I think that was my second trip back. And Taiwan airport didn't have that many ads because it was actually just a shitty airport in general. Face transplant. Axel's parents favored our children because they were pale as compared to their other daughters. Filipino. Oh no. Yeah, that's just so fucked up, isn't it? Even as kids, you grow up with that, and the thing is, it's perpetuated by their own people. It's not like it's something that's only from outsiders. Yeah, and I've heard in Korea it's kind of like that. They have, the whole dark skin and light skin thing. So there are almost no dark skin, especially female celebrities. For men, there are still some here and there. But, and dark skin would be, tanner than I am. I'm kind of in the middle, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty sad. And the funny thing is they don't realize that trying to make themselves look whiter actually is, the reason why a lot of people want to get tan is so that you cover up wrinkles and stuff like that. You make yourself pale. You show more of that. Yeah. Kind of where people just want what they can't have. Back home, no one sells, hair straighteners, really. You don't really buy straightening irons because everyone just has, straight-ish or wavy hair. Give me 1 minute. I have to go wash my face. Oh, sorry about that. I had to go put on my whitening cream every 6 hours. No, I'm just kidding. I have to wash my face. Yeah, I think I might have explained it on a few streams. So the problem is when your skin is pretty oily and you have basically no eyebrows. Not eyebrows, brows. Not the hair, but the protruding brows. And when your eyes are dry, it's a problem because basically the oils from your forehead will just slowly drip into your eyes or on your eyelashes, and it burns. It's like getting soap in your eyes, except it happens almost every day, especially towards later during the day, or if I've been staring at a computer screen for a long time. Yeah, so it's actually unbearably painful, and so that's why I have to stop whenever that happens. Dry eyes and tears. Yeah, that's because that's the dry eyes exacerbate the problem, because eyes too dry, your eyes like shit. We gotta introduce some tears pronto, because we've gone on for too long. It's been too dry, so you just secrete just a little bit of those tears, and then the tears mix with all the oils that have gathered on the lashes and around the eyelids, and then it just so the oils just sting. It's super painful. My eyes get super dry when I get tired, and you know what? we have in common among all of us with these dry eye things, we're all East Asian, and it's an East Asian thing. If you look up Asians dry eyes, it's a real thing. Like my elder brother has been telling me, he's had to go back to his eye doctor a few times, and then the eye doctor says like he has to be careful because he got LASIK recently. So eye doctor says you have to really watch out for your eyes because there might, and he's got micro tears on his cornea, I believe, because of the dry eyes. And so I believe it wasn't so bad. We didn't really have this problem when we were back home in Malaysia because of how humid it is. But so what happens is because of the dry eyes, and the dry eyes is because our eyelids don't seal completely shut, which is super ironic because they're already 90% of the way there. Like, you're already almost shut, but they can't seal 100% shut. The range is like, instead of like, for most other people, the range is like fucking, 20% to 100% shut. For me, it's like fucking 90% to 90% is the normal, and then it maybe seals at 96% or something. There's a little crack that's open, and so your eyes dry out really bad at night. And so my other brother has that problem, and so he has to buy these kind of expensive eye drops, and then that's why he can't really wear contact lenses as well. Yeah, so apparently it's not that big a problem back home in Southeast Asia, because even if our eyes are a little open at night, at least the air isn't insanely dry. We used to have olive skin last year and pretty light. Asian to Asian, I think yes. So I can't wear contact lenses past 9 p.m. Yeah, I didn't know that it's an Asian thing until my brother mentioned it, because when he went for so this was before he got the LASIK done. The eye doctors were trying to, you have to run assessment tests and things like that. So he's like, oh, if you don't mind me asking, what ethnicity are you? Which, it's just weird that he had to ask. It's like, he looks Asian, like, but I get it, you should ask that, you should confirm it. Yeah, so brother's like, oh yeah, Asian, East Asian. He's like, yeah, if you're East Asian, you have to be careful because, just genetically, your eyelids don't seal shut, and so you have dry eyes. Or, and so you have to be more careful. And there's not a whole lot you can do, unfortunately. You just have to use eye drops and just hope for the best, because when you're asleep, there's almost nothing you can do, right? Maybe you could try to tape your eyelids shut. I don't know. Eschew. Is it Eschew? Eschew 2 says, holy shit, my shitty eyes all make sense now. Yeah, we got really shitty eyes. Like I think one of the reasons, right? If you buy into the whole, I think it's not really a evolutionary theory, but we were the first civilization to move away from to move towards a more sedentary lifestyle. Not really sedentary, but agrarian. One of the first major civilizations. We definitely were the first to be into academics, and she were the first to do standardized testing and things like that. We were the OG nerds, right? But we moved our the Chinese civilization moved towards an agrarian setup really early in history, and so it's like you don't need good, like you're not running away from bears and lions and tigers anymore because you're not fucking out there hunting and gathering berries. We ain't doing that shit anymore. We're just just fucking just planting rice and harvesting rice. So we didn't need amazing eyesight, maybe. So we just like, fuck that. So we just started selecting for just shitty eyes. Not selecting, but you're not selecting for amazing eyes anymore. Or at least the ones with amazing eyes weren't the only ones that survived, or amazing vision, eyesight weren't the only ones that could live to reproduce anymore. So maybe, I don't know. That's my theory. Kind of makes sense. You know, we didn't need to fucking throw spears at deer anymore. All the ones with good eyes went to war and died. Actually, yes, that's probably what it was. They were the archers and everything. They all just died out. That's probably what it is. Here in the USA, let's see, you grew up dirt poor, so to college. Fortunate to have an engineering degree, some modest success. And no resentment towards those who have more or accomplish more, even those who were given some advantages. And Taylor, the gift sub to Boy314. Thank you so much. 58 gift subs now. Thank you. Yeah, it just sucks. Like, at least for me, my eyesight wasn't terrible. I can function pretty normally without glasses. Reading would be a little uncomfortable, but for the most part, it's fine. So that's why when I only wear them at home, really, or when I have to stare at a screen. Other than that, I don't really wear them. But still, yeah. Kind of worried because I definitely have dry eyes. Like, a lot of mornings I'll wake up and my eyes just sting like a bitch. It's just painful. Yeah, and I never really understood it until recently when my brother went to the eye doctor and oh yeah, well, just so you know, you have to watch out. You're at high risk of this problems, complications from LASIK. Yeah, so these switches, these are vintage black switches with switch films, lubed with Krytox 104 on most of the parts, limited slip differential oil on the springs, and Trebosis 3204 on the actuation knobs. 3 kinds of lube, so they take, and switch films, so they take some real work. It's like even just lubing the extra 20 took me so long. Oh, and the springs, I should mention, these springs are Garon yellow springs. That's kind of special. You don't really see vintage blacks with yellow springs that often. Usually people like using 67, 65 grams on the vintage blacks. So we're not sorting the backspace just yet. We have to do switch alignment for that one. So we're leaving that. And then I believe the left shift. So any key I can just go ahead and solder it. Also, speaking of glasses, one way to tell whether someone has, got glasses really young as a kid versus someone who got them late-ish in life is how clean their glasses are, or eyeglasses are on a daily basis. Right? In my totally anecdotal research or observation, notice that people who got glasses really young tend to not give a shit about cleaning them often. People who got them later in life, say like, in their late teens or in their early 20s or in their 30s or 40s, they will actually be pretty diligent about cleaning their glasses. Yeah, like my younger brother, holy fuck, his glasses just cloudy as hell. It's like he attended a bukkake with his glasses on. And I don't mean that he's one of the people in the outer circle. I mean like he's in the focal point of a bukkake, and he just never cleaned out the glasses, just let them dry and cake up, and then just, oh, this is fine. Yeah, just nasty as hell. Yeah, I think the thing is, when you're a kid, you don't really care too much about cleaning your glasses, so you kind of get used to it. Ninth grade. That's kind of late-ish. That's when you're 15, because I got my glasses when I was 17, I want to say. Kanaz, hey, how's it going? He says, I let mine get super dirty. Had them since 4th grade. See, 4th grade, that's kind of when most kids get their glasses, right? Around when, between their 8 and 12. Because my brothers got them around that age. And which is basically elementary school age or primary school age for us. And yeah, people who get them a bit later, they recognize that, hey, no, because when you get a bit older, you recognize that a lot of these things, you basically you have more, what's the word? I'm not automotive. Basically, when you recognize that you have control over these things, what's it called? Auto something. Autonomy. There we go. Thank you so much. Autonomy. Yes. When you get older, when you start going to high school, high school age, maybe a bit past middle school, you recognize that you have more autonomy. And you're like, my glasses are dirty. I'm going to clean them, or I'm going to find a way to clean them. I'm going to figure it out. But when you're, 9 years old, they're dirty, like, oh, I guess this is just the way it is, it's, you just let things, you just like, oh, well, if my parents aren't going to clean them for me, then oh well. At least most people in my experience. But, dude, it's Nick. I'm glad you've always been diligent about cleaning them. Because I wish my brothers were diligent about that, because I can't stand seeing my brother's glasses. Like, oh my god, can I clean them for you? Almost every time I see him, I'm like, can I clean your glasses for you? And it's just funny because every time I clean it, then he's like, man, this looks so good. It's so different. And I'm like, yeah, so please keep them clean. And he'll go like a year before he cleans them again. But yes, dude, it's Nick. Welcome to the stream. I guess you got used to the haziness as well. I was used to seeing clearly. That's the thing, yeah. When you get glasses like 6 or 7, you get used to it. You're just like, oh well, it's not a big deal. I want one of those Keycults, but I went for the Kepler instead, since it was deterministic that I would get it. Yes. And I mean, there are gonna be more Keycults than Keplers, with the way things are going. Maybe. Lately, I only clean mine before I use VR. Hey, that's one good thing that came with VR. There you go. That 4K 60 FPS VR adult entertainment videos. Okay, so win keyless. Oh no, it's not wiki. It's a sign on bottom row. Okay, so do alignment. So backspace. Can't stand blurry anything. Oh, you would hate Japanese porn. You know what? I don't like the way this switch sounds. I'm gonna swap this one out. I said the bottom row isn't fixed on the No.1 Rev.1. The bottom row isn't fixed as... Oh, okay, yeah, fixed layout. Yes, absolutely. That's why earlier in the stream I mentioned I wish they had just made a fixed layout for the bottom row. Because it makes sense. It's like, you know, WinKey, you could still do a 7U bottom row. It's just why not just tell people to do that, you know? That way you only make one plate and it's a fixed plate. I don't know if there are that many 6.25 you spacebar users for TKL, at least for custom keyboards. Yes, I only have one nice microfiber cloth, so I need to get another one soon. I have two. I have a big one and a small one that I carry with me, my backpack. Pixelated. Yes. Terrible. Why? Why would you destroy art like that? The microfiber cloth I use for my glasses I bought from... It's on Amazon. It's made in South Korea. Made in Korea. Do people even need to say made in South Korea? It's made in Korea, right? Can you buy anything that's made in North Korea? Other than propaganda, maybe? I'm gonna try to replace this switch. I don't like the way it sounds. Always have it in one of my ass pockets. I have an unbalanced booty. Wait for the... Oh, the cloth? Oh yeah, just remind me to send you the link. I'll try to look it out. I ordered it from Amazon, so I'll have to... Sure, I can look up my order history. Yeah, because I bought it for my younger brother for... is this birthday or Christmas or something? I remember buying that for him. I'm like, you need help. I need a space bar. Starting iron always fun watching action. How much it costs? So this is the FR301. I had the 300, but it shed itself after just a year or so. The 301. Do not buy the 300. Just get the 301. Even if the 300 is fifth, you know, like maybe even $100 cheaper, I'd still say get, you know, try to pony up the extra money for the 301. It is that much better. The 300 I think is a flawed product. But the 301 cost me almost $300, so around $280 or so, I think. Pretty pricey. So if you can get a discount on it, great. Yeah, I still have a broken FR300. I've thought about just selling it for cheap, just as is. If anyone wants to buy it for, I don't know, $50, let me know. The thing is, I've tried cleaning out the. So I've disassembled, taking out most of the parts that you can take out easily. So basically, there's not enough suction anymore. So obviously, filters obviously replace, because those are the first things you replace. Replace the tips. Cleaned out the vacuum, the rear section. What else did I clean? I can't remember. But yeah, so basically I cleaned most of it, and yeah, it still just wouldn't suck enough. Like, it would heat up just fine. There's just no suction to it. So yeah, so if anyone wants it for cheap, sure. Take it. At this point, I don't see a future with the FR300. 301 is just so much better. Alright, switch alignment. Oops. Okay, so we're using keycaps to align the switches. I saw someone on YouTube ask me why are you putting little papers on, like, how does that even help? I'm like, I don't know. I think it seems pretty intuitive how it helps, align the switches. I don't get why. You're like, I don't get how does that even help? I'm like, well, how does it not help? I guess maybe if you're used to just crooked keys, then crooked keycaps, then maybe you're like, oh man, why would that help? My keycaps are crooked too. Like a DSA user or something. Especially the PBT ones. My god, those are bad. Where did you replace the diaphragm? No, actually, I didn't do any of the crazy expensive replacements, because at that point I had already sunk. What should I spend? I can't remember. Like, I definitely had sunk more than $50. At that point, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, because I needed it to obviously to do work. At that point, I was like, nah, fuck this shit. Oh, the difference $5. Wait, what is the? That's the little black rubbery thing, right? Is it black? I think so. Maybe I will do that. Yeah, I replaced the tips and some other thing I can't remember, and then I was nope. I need it immediately. I can't remember what it was. There was a board I was desoldering halfway, so that's why I needed the new desoldering gun immediately. Oh wait, I don't need it. Oh yes. No. So, lining up the backspace, you can see I'm putting keycaps around it. So you're using these, because these keycaps are already straight. So we're using these to help straighten this one out. Kind of like gay conversion therapy, except this one actually works. It's inside the pump. Yeah, maybe I will. I know what part you're talking about, because I remember taking take it out? I can't remember. But basically, yeah, I took the whole case apart because they open out kind of like halves. Maybe I should look into fixing it, huh? Maybe. Instead of just selling it for $50 to be someone else's problem. Then again, do I really need to? Okay, so backspace, and then right shift. Move things around. Right. And bottom row. Yeah, I really wish the bottom row had just been fixed. It would have made life so much easier. And what might have sounded a little better. A little bit. It all adds up. FR301 is the same pump mechanism. Yeah, the big difference to the FR301, other than the barrel being changed, is it the barrel? So this part got changed, and then yes, and then this part got changed too. But I think you might be able to just buy a replacement for this one for a 301. But yeah, they are huge improvements. Cause yeah, probably the 300 was without the extra metal catch on the inside. Solder would just go directly through the filter and just fuck shit up really bad. And yeah, so that was always a problem. But then, so cleaning this out is so much easier. Right side. Two more keys here. Solder catcher is different. Yes, it doesn't actually have a solder catcher. Or there's another metal part I'm talking about. Yeah. People, hey, how's it going? Just finished doing my inks, swapping out the HPs. Very nice. How do you like them so far? Okay, and then the caps lock key, damn it. Not completely done. Almost. One more key. Okay, caps lock. Okay, see, so this should help straighten the caps lock. There we go. That should be everything. Let me check real quick. Okay. Let's do a quick test. Oh, I had to bring the case in, right? Because the USB port is on the case itself.
I love you.
Demoness, 4 months. Thank you so much. Stock springs to 65 grams. Stock was a little too heavy for me. What's the lightest one for the stock? 70? Inks, I mean. Okay, so we grab a desk mat. Well, do we need a desk mat for this? So I'm just trying it out. We'll grab one in a bit after we test this. Now he's getting red ink soon, which are 62 grams. Which, again, you could buy from Taobao, right, or AliExpress. Okay. Oops. So I guess we leave this one on. Everything else comes off though. Yeah, so if any of these switches don't sound or feel right, we have extra vintage black switches. So I'm testing today. If I find any not good, gonna note them down and replace them later. So the spring's gonna be black colored still, or? The problem is if he's already built the board, right? Then it would be a pain to desolder everything. Did Keycult offer extra plates for purchase? Does anyone know? I know they offer extra PCBs. It's kind of strange that if you order extra PCBs, you don't offer extra plates. Because the original Keycult #1 plate won't fit this board. I don't think. The cuts are different. So this is, oops, an FF4 plate for the first version of the Keycult #1. You can see that the mounting points don't line up. Whoops, my bad, I clicked the wrong thing. Okay, so this is the FF4 plate for the original Keycult #1. You can see that the plate is very different from the revision 1. Oh, my bad. I keep pressing that by accident. So basically, I kept pushing down on the up arrow, and so it moved my scene up. Anyway, yeah, you can see the cuts are different. The new one seems better. That's why I said that I didn't recognize these parts at all. Oh yeah, this plate is super nice. So it's a shame because this would have looked so good over here, but yeah, it doesn't fit. The cuts are different. Big shame. Big shame. Yeah, this is the nicest plate I've ever seen. Incredible work. Unplug this. So as you can see, if you don't compress, you don't screw it in, you can see there's a little bit of space because of the foam pieces or silicone pieces. See that? So once you screw it in, it'll hold the plate nice and firm. So we have a desk mat. So we're going to use the shark one again. I guess we should. Where did I put it? Oh. I said it should be in stock in 2 weeks. Are they gonna? Oh, just brass. Oh, brass and polycarbonate. Polycarbonate could be worth picking up. quite difficult to align this. Yeah, solid improvements all around. The gasket mount, or whatever they're calling it these days, is better on this one than the previous one, at least as far as first impressions go. And in theory, it should be better. Okay, let's get the other corner. Yeah, there's a lot of tension on the this sandwich setup. So basically, the foam or silicone strips are doing the job. Yeah, so make sure to tighten it afterwards. You don't want to over tighten it at the start. And I mean, you still don't want to over tighten it, but yeah, because of the foam or silicone strips, if you tighten them too much on just one corner, it's going to be difficult for you to... You might end up bending the plate by accident. Not plate, the top. Man, that is pretty nice. Pretty nice. Alright. And now... change this one out. It's just the wrong color. Do we want to use any of the accent keys on this board? Guess we'll try it in a bit. Alright, so accent keys or no accent keys? That is the question. Do we want this like teal? I also think no accents. I think that kind of cheapens the look just a little bit on this board. Because that navy and that, because if this were say a black board, then sure, maybe you add some accents. You know, it's already navy blue, so kind of pointless to add more to it. Surprisingly, I actually like the brick red with the navy more than the teal with the navy. The teal with the navy just kind of doesn't really do it for me. So no accent keys. Alright, check this board out. Man. Look at that. Yeah, Modern Doge works well with this navy and silver Keycult. The rear profile I always think is one of the nice parts about the Keycult #1. Especially now with the improved cutout. Yeah, super nice. Let's look at that navy blue. Appreciate the shades, don't need colors. Yes. Absolutely. Try to straighten this cable. Maybe I could put this keyboard on top. It's kind of cheating. Nice thing is, you could buy some pretty nice Type-C cables just, almost anywhere. It's not a mini USB where you have to get a custom one. Yeah, so you could get a nice gray cable, braided cable. Pretty sweet. Might swap out the spacebar key. Sounds fine for the most part, but at some angles it Oh no. I accidentally. Always forget that you can't hit the F row when you're not in switch hitter. So I'm swapping out the enter key. I'm going to swap out the space bar key. I should probably write that down. What else? Let's see. Home. Yeah, because some of these you can't tell they'll sound a certain way until you put keycaps on. See, so the home key you can hear. It's like the other keys, even when you press them in a corner, it sounds fine. See that? This key. Maybe I should turn on my AC so you can hear what I'm talking about. So, and these get amplified on any of the stabilized keys. So. Oops. This is what it should sound like. See, on the left corner, it's fine. Do you hear that? When you hit it straight, it's fine. On the left side is fine. On the right side, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swap some of the keys out for PBT, and then we'll do a quick comparison. Now to find a PBT set. Our good old friend, Black and Black. Next keyboard purchase will be a VA second, soon hopefully. Wait, is there a... new group buy for it. I know a lot of people have been buying the VA clone from Taobao. Just recently started making cables for myself. Coiled aviator quick disconnects. Trying to get my hands on a legit Limo connector too. Very nice. Rejected. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so we can hear the difference. My God. Like, as much as I like the way GMK looks, you can't deny that PBT sounds so good. Now I'm curious. Now I'm gonna start swapping more stuff. PBT, man. PBT just has a fuller sound. Most of my PBT sides are warped though. That's always the shitty part. That's why some of the good old Imsto sets were actually straighter than Enjoy PBT. See, this spacebar is warped. I believe I have another one. I'll grab another one. Holy shit, it's stuck. Okay, so compare these two. This is an actually straight PBT chair profile spacebar. Alright, so you got GMK, ABS. Very chirpy, clacky sound, plasticky sound. so it has a deeper sound to it. Yeah, I think this especially makes it obvious. Yeah, it is unfortunate most PVT sets aren't completely usable. Hip, good to see you here. How's it going? I'm doing okay. I'm starting to get hungry now, actually. I didn't have that much to eat for dinner. I had sushi. Not a ton of it. Just a little bit. Okay, so that's been the Keycult No.1 Rev.1. I think that the aluminum plate still doesn't sound as good as the FR4 plate. I think that was just the FR4 plate build that I did for Debbing Dick. That plate just sounds so good. But of course, this board comes with a lot of improvements, right? The design improvements, the gasket mounting seems more well thought out now. Yeah, that would be nice. I think poly would be little closer to FR4. Little bit. Man, most people are not even streaming anymore. Who's been up for almost 24 hours? Jesus Christ. Did you not end up taking a nap? Okay, well, it's time to go. Let me run the credits. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for being patient. We start off a bit late, just a little bit, just an hour and a half late. And let's do a raid. Roll credits. Yeah, I've been up 24 hours a couple days this week. It's not good. It's terrible because after it's not like I'm some god who can just keep doing that. Because then like 2-3 days later I would just crash. It's pretty bad. But okay, so let's do the raid as well. So Hidden Rainbows is, I see that because I was gonna see if Shay, Roz, or Mr. Rologist were streaming, but Shay is hosting someone called Hidden Rainbows. She's doing some digital art, so we use that raid. And then the resubs and subs. So Hammer Brother, Lena, Talisman Solutions, VPR, Visionaire, Tall Tech, Moki Doki, Boy with the gift sub from Tally, Demonaz, and Tally, thank you for the bits as well. And then the new follows, thank you, Kanaz, Plank. I hope you have a good weekend. And on Monday, I believe I will be unboxing a Fiel. We'll see how that happens. And yeah, have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for waiting. I will see you all next time.